I wish I could end this marriage, Daniel, she said softly, her fingers tightening around her coffee mug. Sometimes I think marrying you was a mistake. The words didn't echo, they exploded. For a second, I honestly thought I'd misheard her. The ticking clock above the refrigerator suddenly sounded deafening. I just sat there, staring at her, unable to find my voice. Emily, my wife of 8 years, the woman I had built my world around, sat across from me, calm but distant. Her eyes were cold, not angry. Somehow, that hurt more. Emily, my throat was dry. What are you saying? She took a slow breath, her gaze drifting past me. I just don't feel it anymore. The connection, the love. I've been pretending for a while, and I can't keep doing it. Her voice wavered slightly, but the words were steady, intentional. Pretending. I echoed, stunned. She nodded. You're a good man, Daniel. You've always been. But somewhere along the line, I started feeling trapped. Like I'm living a life that doesn't fit me anymore. Like we're holding on because we think we should, not because we want to. The silence that followed was suffocating. I could hear my heartbeat pounding in my ears. I wanted to argue, to beg her to take it back, but deep down, a part of me knew something had been wrong for a while. The late nights, the business trips, the way she shielded her phone when it buzzed. I saw it all, but I chose not to believe what it might mean. Is there someone else? I asked quietly. Her reaction told me everything before she even spoke. Her pupils widened, her lips parted, but no sound came out. Emily. She looked down, whispering, "It's not what you think." That phrase, the one people use when it's exactly what you think. Tears welled in her eyes as she pressed her palms against her temples. I didn't mean for it to happen. I was lonely. We were distant. And he listened. The world seemed to crumble piece by piece. There was someone else. I stood slowly, gripping the table to steady myself. My voice shook, but I forced it to stay even. Who is he? She flinched. Does it matter? It matters to me. Her shoulders sank. His name's Ryan. From work. It started after that Boston trip a few months ago. I thought it was just flirting, but she wiped her eyes. It wasn't. That day felt endless. I drove for hours, aimlessly, trying to breathe. The city outside blurred. Buildings, faces, lights, all meaningless. 8 years of shared laughter, dreams, quiet nights, inside jokes only we understood. All of it now felt like a story she'd stopped believing in. When I returned home, her suitcase sat half-packed on the bed. She didn't look at me. "I'll stay with my sister for a while," she said softly. "We both need space." I crossed my arms, holding myself together. "Space isn't going to fix this, Emily." She met my eyes, hers red. "I don't know what else to do." "You could try fighting for us." Her lips trembled. "I have been fighting, Daniel, for a long time. You just didn't see it." That cut deep because, in a painful way, she wasn't wrong. After her miscarriage 2 years ago, something in her broke. In both of us. She withdrew, and I, thinking I was giving her room to heal, stopped reaching out. We became polite strangers living under the same roof. "Still," I said, voice low, "cheating isn't something you just fall into. It's a choice." I swallowed hard. "If you really believe this marriage was a mistake, then I won't stop you from ending it." She froze, color draining from her face. "What?" "I'm done begging someone to love me." Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. She just stood there trembling before whispering, "You don't mean that." "I do." The next morning, I went to see a lawyer. Everything felt mechanical, distant, like watching a stranger live my life. The man across the desk talked about paperwork, signatures, timelines, words that barely registered. When I got home that evening, her suitcase was gone. For the first time in 8 years, the house felt cavernous. Every sound echoed, my footsteps, the hum of the fridge, the creak of the floorboards. Her scent still lingered on the pillow, painfully alive, as if she might walk back through the door any second. But she didn't. Days turned to weeks. Friends called, I ignored most of them. My mother came once, carrying a tray of lasagna and quiet sympathy. These things happen, honey, she said softly. I wish they didn't. She said it softly. Sometimes people lose their way. I nodded, though inside I was decaying. Every night I replayed our old conversations, trying to find the exact moment she began to drift. Was it that evening she stayed late at work? The morning she stopped kissing me goodbye? Or had I been too afraid to notice, because admitting it would mean facing the truth, that love had turned into denial? 2 months later, she called. Her voice was small, uncertain. Can we talk? I should have said no, should have hung up, but I didn't. Old habits cling to you, especially when you still crave answers. We met at the same downtown cafe where everything had once begun. She looked different, thinner, pale, tired. The ring on her finger was gone. Thanks for coming, she murmured, eyes on her coffee. I just nodded. I wanted to apologize, she said quietly, for how I ended things. For hurting you. Is he still around? I asked. She hesitated. No. It's over. You mean he left you? Her eyes filled with tears. He did. But that's not why I'm here. Then why are you here, Emily? She took a shaky breath. Because I made a mistake. You were right. I should have fought for us. I thought leaving would set me free, but all it did was show me what I destroyed. I leaned back, studying her face, the same face I'd once memorized. Part of me wanted to believe her, to reach across the table and pull her close. But another part, the part that still remembered that cold morning in the kitchen, refused. You said our marriage was a mistake, I said. Remember? Tears streamed down her cheeks. I didn't mean it. I was angry, lost. You didn't deserve that. Then why did you say it? She looked at me helplessly. Because I wanted you to stop loving me before I ruined you completely. The silence that followed was heavy, almost alive. Daniel, she whispered, reaching for my hand, I still love you. I know I don't deserve another chance, but I do. I stared at her trembling hand for what felt like forever before I spoke. Forgiveness doesn't mean things go back to how they were. I know, she said, voice breaking. But I'd spend the rest of my life trying to prove it. Something inside me cracked, not from anger, but from sorrow. That night, sleep didn't come. I wandered through our old home, fingers tracing the outlines of the past, the walls, the furniture, the memories. I could still see her there, laughing on the couch, humming in the kitchen, wrapped in a blanket beside me during storms. I still loved her. That was the cruelest truth of all. But love alone wasn't enough anymore. She had chosen someone else, burned what we'd built, and only after the flames died did she realize what she'd lost. At sunrise, I sent her a message. You're right, people make mistakes. But sometimes the kindest thing we can do is not rebuild what's already burned. She didn't reply right away. Hours later, there was a knock at my door. She stood there, eyes swollen, hair unkempt, holding our wedding album. Please, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Don't shut me out like this. I can't lose you. I took the album, opened it. There we were, smiling, dancing, promising forever. But those people were gone. You already did, I said softly. She broke down, her sobs filling the empty space between us. For the first time, I didn't reach out to comfort her. I just stood there, feeling the last threads of us come undone. It's been a year since that day. I still think of her sometimes, on quiet mornings when sunlight hits the kitchen table, or when I hear a song she used to hum. The pain has faded, but it never disappears completely. People say time heals. I don't believe that. Time just teaches you how to live with what remains. I heard she moved to another city, started over. I hope she finds peace there. As for me, I've learned something simple and harsh. Letting someone go isn't always anger. Sometimes it's mercy. Because love, once betrayed, doesn't always die. It just stops being enough. And sometimes, the only way to save yourself is to let the person you love most walk away, even if they leave crying.